Everyone, welcome to another video. And Com2us has just released a pre-noticed, of course, of balancing, modification, and improvement of monsters. Now, any of these improvements or nerfs, if you call it that way, might still change on the actual patch. Like, oh yeah, they put a note here. Please note that the actual balancing patch may differ from the details below, but it's interesting. Like, they have several things that I think people will be interested in or angry at. Let's take a look at some of the stuff here. So you have the Phoenix Light Purifying Blaze. The damage is decreased, which is a bad thing, but the effect now weakens the defense, no conditions required, which is kind of good. Any def break is a danger in RTA or an advantage if you attack other monsters. For the Dark Phoenix, you have here the old one was branding effect 50% chance and defeated enemy can't be revived and cooldown time. Dark Nova will be decreased by 1 turn. So now you have it's now an automatic. Oh yeah, it's still an automatic effect, but this time you have branding and death decrease 50% chance each, and oh, they removed the cooldown for Dark Nova. So now when you defeat the enemy can be revived during the turn, and they remove the Dark Nova. This is actually a nerf because the branding effect is now just 2 turns. Okay. Wind Phoenix Teshar, my Phoenix, and it's sad that they decreased the damage of Tempest by 24%, which is kind of sad. And now it's just a passive skill, a passive. No, it's. I don't think it's a passive that is also activated. It's now just a passive, and they didn't include the cooldown time. So it says here attacks when you attack an enemy, the Tempest will also activate. And if during that time you are able to kill an enemy, then the Tempest passive will reset. So it's kind of sad. No, it's a semi buff because, for example, if you use a skill one, then Tempest will follow, and then Tempest passive will cool down. So when you use the skill one again, it will just be a normal skill until the Tempest passive has cooldown. In certain situations, that would be very good, unless if you're trying not to wake up the other enemies that are asleep or using it as a dimension hole boss. So I wish instead of like making it a passive automatic, like allow players to attack and then I don't know. It certainly is situational that could be bad for you. But anyway, I hope I know. I feel conflicted with this update. This one in particular. Lightning Emperor, yeah, I don't have this, but it's still nice to read the changes. So if ally attack, so yeah, this is a nerf because it used to be 35% of the damage healed, which of the damage dealt. So now to recover the attack HP by 20% of the target's max HP, which is kind of good. It's actually nice, like a very good support. Better than this one. I think so. It's a situational, but it also makes sense. Like if the ally got the ally only has like 15,000 HP, and the enemy was able to deal like 30%, 30,000 HP. What's the point of the healing? But then again, if the enemy dealt only 1,000 damage, and then this new change would be good. And the first, if the first skill would have something like saves the ally from being defeated, and then heal the ally according to the damage, blah blah blah, that would have been a very very good change. But I guess they changed it to this one, which makes it a little bit less. And this would be good if you have death monsters and HP monsters. Not good for your offensive monsters. Vampire Awakened Dark. 75% chance to remove beneficial effects. Does the vampire bat do that? No, I don't know. Feast of Blood passive. This is already like a very powerful monster. And they're just making it more powerful. Hell Lady. Now, this one I saw is just crazy. Seriously. So before revive 30% just one ally, and granted one turn of invincibility. Now look at the changes. This is crazy. This is an from the website of the Com2us. I access through my app, and look at how much buff the Dark Hell Lady just got. Like seriously, first you have here the decrease in cooldown of from 7 to 6 turns, and now they've changed it. Revives all dead allies with 30% HP, all skills available to use, and then invincible for 1 turn. And the cooldown time of the skill is increased by 1 turn per revive ally. It's kind of a balancing thing, but still, like, if you revive all three of your allies, so you'll have to wait for 9 turns. But then again, one of them is something like the Wind Fairy King. You refresh the skill of the Dark Hell Lady, and you basically have like an immortal team, just depending on your speed, and that's crazy. This change is crazy. This skill should not be affected with any cooldown decreasing skill. It shouldn't at all, or else this Hell Lady will be very very difficult. And not a lot of people can get this, but the people who are able to afford the light and dark scrolls and are very very lucky, this is a big update, to be honest. Now this one, capture, is still a good buff. I think the capture hits 3 times, so 3 times to steal, and it's not just remove now. It's now steal. Wow, the the hell ladies are wow. And look at the water oracle. Like, what the heck are these? Like, put enemies to sleep for 1 turn, and now it's 100% chance that no, Com2us. This is too much. These are too much. I would accept this one for the main ally to be resurrected for 30% with invincibility and all skills available, and the others would just be 30% and yeah, fine, invincibility, not all skills available. Like, this is crazy. This is actually also like a crazy steal, one beneficial effect on the enemy with each hit. What the heck? And then Praha would get 100% chance. That's it's just a matter of having 100% accuracy, and all your enemies will be asleep like crazy. And then human form of fire unicorn. I have this one, and I haven't been using her a lot because I still haven't like upgraded the runes. So instead of 10% absorbs attack bar by 50% divided equally from enemies that are alive. That's actually a good buff. And still situational, so balanced. I don't like the art master though. I don't have them. I've seen them, but they seem underwhelming. So we have here enemies remove when any of all allies and the attack power of the ally with removed beneficial effect will be increased by 25%. I think this is a good counter to chilling or any other monster that removes beneficial effect like the fire pioneer. Wind Art Master. Decrease attack bar of all enemies by 75% each. Kind of good. Now this is a major buff with the fire demon. So you have here before perform an attack that has attribute advantage on all enemies, and this is basically the passive of Theomars. Inflicts a number of continuous damage proportionate to the amount of damage dealt for 2 turns. Now they've changed it. Always perform an attack, block all enemies from removing harmful effects for 1 turn. Is this a new buff, debuff? Uh, yeah, harmful effect removal block. It's a new debuff. When using skills that remove harmful effects, or no, I think this is just a passive unique for the demon, fire demon. No, hmm. So this means you can't refresh your allies. That it's actually scary, but it doesn't work on bosses, which is stupid. Pirate Captain decreases duration of bomb installed on enemies by 1 turn each. I don't get it. If the on other enemies. So if everyone got a bomb and then you attack a monster, you attack an enemy and you set off the bomb, then everyone else will also reduce 1 turn, which is kind of good. If there's only one tick of bomb on all enemies, every bomb will detonate. Pirate Captain. Shoot and slash. Increase your attack bar 35% when each attack lands as critical hit. Okay. Light, disarm, increase damage by 6%. Death Knight. I have all of the Death Knights. And they're not utilized right now. So the Death Blow, Crushing Hit, which is kind of good. It's kind of silly because Crushing Hit has lower damage than Critical Hit, if I remember correctly. Disarm, increase damage by 6%. Deadly Blow, again, Crushing Hit, which is kind of good. Deadly Wave, increase 25%. Check and Destroy, the cooldown. Oh, this one is good. The Water and the Dark decrease by 2 turns. Decline, finally, they decreased it to 5 turns, which is good enough. Extortion, yeah, it's actually good that you get the absorb energy bar, attack bar 30%. Supply. Now this is good. I might be able to use my Wind Death Knight. You have the light. Now this has been changed. Changes the HP ratio with the enemy target and creates a shield which is proportionate to your level on all allies for 2 turns to absorb damage. What is the HP ratio in this one? What's the change? So I'm not sure. The Cobalt bombers you have here: crushing hit, crushing hit, crushing hit, all of the bombs. Phantom water thief, increased damage by 190%. Wow. Light illusion magic. You have grants HP recovery effect on all ally targets for 2 turns. Kind of good. Arrest. The attack always land and increased damage by 167%. Wow, they're really trying to make you use these monsters again. Epician Priest, absorb mana is now 50% of the damage dealt, which is not that much. And then water, fire, light. So you now have okay, this is actually a good buff. 25% for the main and HP of all allies, excluding target, by 15%, which makes these water, fire, and light kind of scary to have as a support. Wind and dark, the block flow is now 10% per harmful effect or beneficial effect granted on the allies. Very nice. I like this. I like this buff. And Wind's Soul Revival has been decreased to 7 turns, which makes sense because it's weak resurrection thing. 50% of the HP of the Epician Priest. And finally, this is what I really really love, and I hope that they don't change this. Now the Dark Epician Priest Rashid, you have attacked the enemy target 3 times to inflict great damage. And the attack will deal more damage according to your max HP. If the enemy dies, creates a shield by the target's max HP on all allies for 2 turns. The amount of shield cannot exceed twice your max HP. If this is situational but very scary, if you just pump your Dark Epician Priest with a lot of HP and then crit damage increase and crit, and you manage to to do the last hit on a monster with a very high HP also, yeah, you could basically have a shield that could be anywhere from 20 to 30,000. That's a good buff for the Dark Epician Priest. I am glad I did not. No, the Rashid is my first Dark Wish monster, and I unfortunately fed her to one of my monsters. I did not have information back then that you need to take care of your light and dark monsters because they get buffed crazily. And thankfully, I was able to re-summon her. Yeah. So you have the changes here. Skill level modification. So skill power damage increase, shield amount increase. So you have awakening effect, Phoenix Dark. Oh, okay. Now this is scary. If you defeat an enemy with Dark Nova, gain a turn instantly if the enemy dies. Wow. Wind, you have here critical rate. Instead, increases the increases no strengthened skill effect for the moon drawn by clouds. Decreased defense by for 2 turns. Some skill modification you have here. Okay. Assassin is also fixed. Magical archer and elven archer, not getting a turn under certain situations. And then finally, paladin. Let me just check some of the monsters that they've said have changes. First, we have. I just wonder why the magical elven archer have that kind of. I don't. Oh yeah, yeah. You have here. If the target is stunned, you instantly gain another turn. I have him. I don't use him. think this one is supposed to combo with this one. Let's try Magical Archer. Where are you? I don't have you. But where are you? Is she a 4-star? I know. Yeah, she is. Ooh, so this is her third skill. Anyway, that was fun. I'm excited for the new buffs. Let me just check if I still have my Rashid, and I hope that I know it's she's a 5-star now, and I'm gonna try and is she a 5-star? I forgot. I think she's there. She is. I may have to change some of her. Yeah, I had her not attack because that's what her skill was at first. Even the block flow was an attack based, but now it's different. So, I'm gonna try and change this. And I think she's semi ready with the crit that I have right now. Yeah, I can't wait. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you guys later.